Hiya, how are we doing? Hello, welcome to the half dozen or so who've recently subscribed. Hiya, my name is Martin. I'm an Englishman living in Scotland. Been here 21 years now. And this bathroom's in the most easterly part of Scotland. So, as you can see, we've got a few cold sores, which will no doubt get shaved while we're going through this afternoon. And I'm using a new soap. It's a soap base I've used before. It's Capra by Signature Soaps, which is goat's milk. Signature Soaps from Bolton. But Capra, up until this week, was only available in unscented. This one is Insurium. Here we are, Insurium. Tea tree, lavender and peppermint. It's a good sized tub. It's aluminium. Look at that, pristine, totally undented. The Royal Mail did a fantastic job. And there's the ingredients there if you want to pause it and try and read them. They are a bit small. But 6.3 ounces, 180 grams for £15, I think Brian retails these for. There's the soap in the tub there. It's more of a croap. It's a hard cream or a soft soap, so it's a croap. Off the lid, off the tin, off the puck, off the soap. Mainly get peppermint. There's a little bit of lavender there. We'll see how it lathers up. So that's what we're using today. Before we go any further though, I'm going to use a pre-shave today, which is something I don't use very often, and we'll probably use this as a post shave as well, which is Proraso. This is menthol, so we'll get a good fingerful. So menthol and peppermint. As I say, you can also use this as a post shave, but not if you use alum, because it goes really lumpy and horrible and gritty on your skin. I don't know why. But we'll give that a few minutes to soak in and do its job. So that's the soap and the post shave. Signature soaps for the international market. These are being retailed in plastic tubs, I believe. You can thank a certain bald American YouTuber for that. But there we go. Yeah, the brush is 24mm Cashmere in a Shavemac handle. So we're going to synthetic today. And the razor, it's not this one, but it's based on this one. This is a Merca Progress. The razor for today is a Parker variant, which is a clone almost of the Progress. Head design is almost identical. They both have alignment aids or marks on the heads for putting the razor together. The biggest difference is underneath. The variant has holes for the lather channels, whereas the Progress doesn't. The Progress comes in two lengths, the variant doesn't. This is like in between the 500 and the 510, which is the longer handled version of the Progress. Seems very well made. It's got some good weight to it. So akin to the Progress, you just basically turn the knob at the bottom and the head comes off. And when you put it back together, there are alignment marks on the head for the orientation of the top cap and the base plate. The razor for today, or the razor, we've done that. Hang on, need coffee. Oh, it's better. The blade is a Bic Chrome Platinum. I quite like these blades. I find them quite sharp, effective. Probably 4 shaves out of one blade, then it goes in the bin for me. So we'll get it loaded up. So the top cap's off. The blade just drops over the post, over the middle post, and then onto the alignment posts. There's my orientation mark, and there it is. The orientation mark is on the thumb end. Drop it down, and then literally just screw it together. You can hear the blade torsioning. So the adjustment dial here, as you can see, it's on setting 5, so it doesn't line up at 0. So I'm going to start off at 5, 1, 2, 3.5. That will be enough for me. It goes to 5 and then it doesn't give you a double spin because it just becomes, you can get back around to 5 again, but I wouldn't so if we start at 5, we'll go back to 5, and we'll give it a double spin on to 5 again. At this point there's not much thread holding on, but look at the size of the blade cap on that one. But we're going nowhere near that today. We're going to stay sensible at 3.5. So we'll get the brush wet. I'm going to load straight from the tub. It seems like ages since I've face lathered on camera. So there's the brush, it's wet, not dripping. So how is everybody? Are you well? Nice and clear today, but cold. Wind is bitter. I know for a fact I'll probably overload the brush and we'll end up spending hours painting in water to the lather. So we'll see how we get on and how we go. That should be more than enough. We'll pull the excess lather out of the tin. Signature soaps are available in the States. I think Pasteurs retail them, and a few other places. There's a few UK retailers. However, if you want to support the artisan, buy them direct from Brian off his website. There's a link in the description below. That way he gets all the profit. He's not sharing the profit with a third party, a second party or third party retailer. So Brian makes 3 soap bases. He makes a glycerin base, a vegetable base and the goat's milk base. And this and there is another which I've also got, which is in the bedroom. It's also got a weird name. In goat's milk. They came out this week. It's the first time goat's milk base has been available with scents. The goat's milk base is good for people with sensitive skin, psoriasis or eczema. The vegetable base is good for everybody. The vegan base. I think we might be painting water for a while just to get this lather evened out. The unscented one is, it's one I reach for quite often to shave my head with. Between that and Martin Decander, it's just like pick them up and use them. They just work. Scent on this, I'm not getting much tea tree. I'm mainly getting peppermint with a little bit of lavender. The soaps are made with essential oils. From speaking to Brian, he basically said in layman's terms, my words not his, everybody and the dog makes shaving soaps with cologne, fragrance type scents, which he can buy and make, but he would rather use essential oils, so they're of a higher quality. And blend them himself. They're all licensed. He also had 2 more vegan based scents coming to the market this week, and I know there are more in the pipeline for future releases. Don't know what they are or when they're going to be released. But as peppermint doesn't even taste too bad actually, which is no bad thing. It's not a strong in your face peppermint, this one. It's quite subtle. Right, I'm just finishing off here. I'm going to take the variant and stand it up in the sink. We're not far off. The Proraso is menthol, or was menthol, and this is peppermint. Yeah, that'll do. So Parker variant with a big chrome platinum on its first use. Akin to the progress, there's audio feedback aplenty from the variant. The only other difference is the handle on the variant is nailed, whereas on the progress it's fluted. So this is certainly, it feels grippier in the hand. Not that the progress causes me any issues in use. I haven't tried the long handle progress, but from reading the dimensions online, this is literally slap bang in between the two, progress lengthwise. The handle length on this. As the cold sore's cut off, bleeding herpes simplex 1 all over the bathroom. In case you didn't know that, cold sores are caused by herpes simplex 1, or yeah, I think it's simplex 1, the infection, which most people carry in the body. So we're going to turn this down to 2.5 for the next pass, or setting 2.5, which would always be, if the alignment dial was right, it would be 3.5. I've got no issues with the soap. We're going to have some pink soap in a moment. Your lather's easy, it's easy to work with, and it's more than slick enough. Value for money is exceptional. I don't recommend shaving your cold sores, it's a bit drastic. There are plenty of creams available to help fellow herpes sufferers. There is a little bit of overhang on the variant. I think with the changes Parker made with the lather channels, the lather holes, they might have addressed the overhang issue and just made it so there wasn't any. I'm dropping down to 1.5. I'm not going to stem the blood, I'm just going to let it float. Plenty of slickness on that soap, there really is. And akin to the progress, it's still making a noise, so it's still clearing whiskers quite efficiently. I'm not surprised that there's blood. I was expecting it to be. The one on the top lip came off the other night when I was shaving, and these two down here reappeared. Have appeared since. So, while we're bleeding, I'm just going to have a face wash with this, get cleaned up. If it's not bleeding when I come back, you know I've used a styptic. But we'll see what the cold water does to it. Okay, as you can see, the cold water with the rinse hasn't stopped the bleeding. So, a styptic pencil, think of it as basically it's a alum block on steroids. Just dip the tip in the water, in the cold water in the sink. Yes, it stings a little bit. Just basically root over the area that's bleeding. It just helps the blood congeal and the bleeding stops. Like so. And just dry the tip off. I tend to use toilet roll. Just dry it off because they don't like water. They'll just dissolve before your eyes. Right, I'm going to use the Proraso as a pre-shave, as a post-shave as well, except for this area where I've put the styptic. I don't know why this doesn't like alum. Gets a bit of menthol back in your life. By the time that's all absorbed in, we smell like Vicks. Lovely. Vicks Vapor Rub, which is basically a eucalyptus menthol rub you get in the UK if you've got a cold, put it in your chest. Right, what do we use today? Well, the soap was a Capra base, goat's milk, from Signature Soaps, new release, Insurium. No issues regarding the soap base, and this one is tea tree, peppermint and lavender. I mainly get peppermint from it with a little bit of lavender. No issues regarding the performance of the soap. Value is exceptional. And that was lathered up with a 24mm Cashmere knot and a Shavemac barbershop handle. And the razor was a Parker variant. Shave is very, very similar to the Merkel Progress it's based on. Good, decent razor in my opinion. So if you're looking for one of these but you're not sure which length to get, the short handle isn't to everybody's taste. Lengthwise, There you go, there's a little bit, what, probably a centimetre or so in it. So the progress finishes around about here, on the, yeah, around about there, so you got that much extra length. So 10-12 mil, something like that. Well made, nice and grippy with a knurling on the handle, adjustable, and yeah, quite a nice razor. In there we had a Bic Chrome Platinum on its first use. Quite like the Bics, nice and sharp, good value blades, but they tend to die off quick. And that's it, folks. Apart from shaving off the cold sores, which I had an inclination would happen. Another treatment for them is to spray them in aftershave once you've shaved them. It stings like buggery, but it works quite well. We should be doing that later with something cheap and horrible, but full of alcohol. Styptic, lovely. Right, if you have any comments, leave them below. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.